So this song, first off, I mentioned, this is a good example of the other side. I mentioned that music can be really good at streamlining and moving very quickly through a series of events. What else did I say that music can do?
Slow it down.
Slow it down, blow up a moment. So would you say it's fair to say this song is blowing up a moment? No?
Oh yeah, it is.
They literally are just sitting there talking in the chair and there's never anything else that happens, in this thing, so we're blowing up an emotional moment. So why? Why did Lin-Manuel Miranda choose this moment, Eliza to sing about this stuff? Why do you think this is here?
To try and get him to think outside of himself, and so being seeking glory and come home and be with her, because they're gonna have a kid together and everything else.
Yeah. Does he listen to her? I think it's very telling that they do not, other than the very beginning of, you should have told me you have a son, but then when the song really gets going and, Hamilton doesn't sing, it's just her singing to him. And him contemplating. What does that give you a chance to do?
Look at him from her perspective.
Is anybody imagining Hamilton's dialogue to this? Or in his own head, Hamilton's response?
He's going to go against it.
What?
That he's not going to listen to her.
Do you think that when you're listening to it? Or do you know?
You kind of almost have to wonder if he's even paying attention.
Yeah.
Just because he's not singing at all, he has no response. You have to kind of wonder if he's doing that thing where he's just sitting there, nodding his head, and his mind is, back at the war still.
Yeah. He's destroying and creating those new worlds, like while she's trying to reach his head does the rest.
Now realize he never says, going forward, going back, that this is important to me, I'm still going to pursue this, this would not be enough for me. This thing, do you think it's more powerful that he doesn't say it, that it's a thought that you have arrived at about him at this point? And to me, this is why they slow down this moment. He wants the audience to fully realize that you've stepped inside and understand Hamilton.
Was this a choice you were talking about, Hamilton, or Miranda was trying to portray?
This I'm surely guessing. I know a lot of things for sure on the show, and I don't think he says this here. This is just my guess, is that he might not. And there are some things that authors very consciously work on. I mean, a lot of those metaphors that you studied in high school, did they ever think about this? Yeah, they did. But there are things that do come by accident. I don't know if he specifically said, I want to slow this down to see if the audience is in Hamilton's shoes. But I think ultimately that's why this slow moment works, is because it gives him a moment to slow us down, not just from the pace, but I think we all at this point get Hamilton. We're like, well, no, that's not going to be enough. What's next? What's next? In a way that fits the plot.
I think, and I'm not sure, but I think that I gathered somewhere that he wrote this later when he wanted to develop more of Eliza's character the whole way through. And there's a note in this book about how this is entirely, there's no historical basis for this. And there's very little that we know about Eliza overall. And in the earlier chapter here, other people might have noticed too, Chernow talks about how he imagined that Eliza was a lot like his own wife. And therefore, and this character, Philippa, soon met with Chernow and talked to, and she learned her character from him. And so this is really sort of, and historians do this too, in addition to artists, sort of imagining what someone would be like based on what we do know, imagining, well, what sort of person would she be if we know that she married Hamilton. And so this is really based on a lot of imagination, and also sort of modeling around people that both Miranda and Chernow knew.
And getting into your specific assignment, like I said, along with your fiction creative project, you're going to be writing a paper talking about how you used your resource and how it came into play. So even though this is all imaginative, this would be something where we would maybe hope to see something that you came to this deduction because this character had done this, and this character had done this, so I figured this is what made sense to me. You know, as kind of like how you would write, how you use your subject matter.
I was gonna say, it may not have been deliberate, but it gives the audience a chance to draw their own conclusion as to what's next.
Yeah. And if and either way it goes, but if the audience isn't going, if the audience is going, yep, that should be enough for you, Hamilton, then I think they're going to be highly disappointed in the rest of the play. Other than the music. But I think it's definitely there to give the audience to answer the question as, no, that's not going to be enough. All right, this next sequence is all paired together, so we're going to listen to 3 more songs in a row.